Hey everyone, welcome back to another Cobbleverse video. Today, I am finally going to explain the legendary structures of Hoenn that were introduced in the 1.5.2 update of the mod pack. At the end of my Cobbleverse Q&A video, I said that if the video had enough likes and views, I'd cover how to locate and summon every new Hoenn structure, and you all absolutely delivered. That video blew up with over 80 likes and 3,000 views in just a week, making it one of my top 3 most popular videos on the channel, with now having over 200 likes and 7,000 views. So first off, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. That Q&A video took nearly a month to make, and seeing such a great response with kind comments and extra questions makes it all worth it. If I haven't answered your comment yet, I will respond soon as I can. Now here's how this video is going to go. I'll be going in Pokédex order, starting with the Regis and wrapping up with Deoxys. And if you're wondering why this video took so long to release, that's because recently in the latest 1.5.4 update, they actually added a brand new structure for Deoxys in the end, as the previous Hoenn update didn't have a new updated structure for Deoxys. If you want to see me cover legendary structures from other regions, drop a like and subscribe, especially since over 99% of you watching aren't subscribed yet. Go ahead and click it, I won't bite. Alright, let's finally dive into these legendary Hoenn structures. Alright, the first 3 legendaries I will be explaining will be the Regi Trio, and I might as well explain all 3 of them at the same time, as they all have the same function, only that they have different items to summon them, but other than that they're all similar. For Regirock, his structure can be found in one of the mod pack's new biomes called the Lush Desert. Regi's temple is located in the Snowy Badlands, and Registeel is in the craggy peaks of Alpine Highlands. Now if you don't know what biome you are in exactly, you can either press F3 to see your location, or my preferred way is to go into map settings by pressing M, then click the settings icon on the top left, and then click the minimap settings and info display manager, and after that turn biomes on to have the name of the biome under your map at all times. Now after finding one of the Regi's temple, you will find altars in the middle of each of the Titans' temples. If you right click on them, it will give you a message stating you will need a specific item in summoning them. You will need a Pebble Relic for Regirock, a Cryo Relic for Regis, and a Metal Relic for Registeel. How do you find them? By simply exploring the biomes that they can be located. When you encounter them, they will be in their ore form, meaning the Pebble Relic will be a rock ore, the Cryo Relic will be an ice ore, and the Metal Relic will be a steel ore. The ores are new blocks created by Lumiverse, and they have each of the Regi's face on each block depending on which one it is. To find the rock ore, you will need to be in a Badlands biome, and searching between the Y coordinates 0 and 64. But technically they can only spawn between 63 and 1 Y levels, so make sure while exploring in caves in the Badlands, you are between those coordinates. For Regi's Ice Ore, the only biome that you can find them is in the Ice Spike biome, where if you're between Y levels 65 and 120, or technically 64 or 119, you can explore the area in hopes of finding the ore, and they are most of the time fused with one of the ice spikes, as when I was trying to locate one for the first time, there was one in the bottom of this ice spike, so check every ice spike while making sure you're on the right Y level. And lastly, to find the steel ore for Registeel, you will need to explore one of the more dangerous biomes in the game, the Deep Dark. The ore can be located between Y coordinates -60 to -1, or technically -59 to -2. But once you find it, you simply mine it to acquire the relic. But make sure when you do find and mine each ore, you're using an iron, diamond, or netherite pickaxe. Any other pickaxe used will not give you the relic. Now that you got your relic, simply head back to the temple and right click on the altar with your relic in your hand, and you have successfully spawned the legendary Titans. I hope all of this makes sense, and with that, let's head to the legendary Eon duos. Okay, it says I'm here, but there's nothing here. Is the map glitched or something? Like, I don't see... Wait, what's with the big shadow there? Oh. You know what? That makes sense now. Now it's time to explain the next set of legendary Pokemons, which are the Eon Duo and the Pokemons that are in the title of this mod pack, Latios and Latias. Now for these 2 Pokemons, they are actually both in one structure, and when I was first trying to locate every new structure, I was confused on why on the map it says I'm right on top of their structure, only to not see it. But just by looking up, you can see their structure called the Secret Garden, where it can only spawn in the deep lukewarm ocean biome, with each island rests both Latios and Latias. The best way to get up to this structure is simply riding a flying Pokemon, or you can also use an Elytra to fly up there. But before you do fly up to their structure, you do need each of their items to spawn them in, and they ought to be one of the harder ones to acquire, as you actually need to defeat Steven, or Rocco, which is the name in this game of the Hoenn Elite Four champion, and once you do defeat him, he will drop the Ruby and Sapphire Dew, and once you grab both of them, you can simply head back up to the structure and right click the altar in each structure, and you can now battle and catch both of them at the same time. Funny enough, when recording this video, Latias was summoned as a shiny, and I do want to mention that when you summon these Pokemons in their altars, as long as they can be summoned by an altar, they actually have a chance in being shinies, so some legendaries can be hunted for shinies, while others can as well, but those will only give you a single chance in summoning them, as their requirements to summon them only gives you one chance in each structure. But now that you know how the structure works, it's time for the big 3 legends of Hoenn, starting with the Sea Bassin Pokemon, Kyogre. Now it's time to explain how to catch the legendary Pokemon Kyogre, and his structure is located deep in the deep cold ocean biome called the Temple of the Sea. Now once you find Kyogre's structure and enter it, you will notice a book on the right side when you enter the temple, basically saying you will need to craft the ocean core, which is the only item that can spawn Kyogre. Now to craft it, it is actually the simplest one out of the 3 weather trio. You need simply 8 water gems, and in the middle of the crafting table, you will need the Heart of the Sea to acquire the ocean core. The water gems can be easily found just by exploring the world and opening chests, while the Heart of the Sea is only located in buried treasures, and if you don't know what that is or how it works to find them, it is basic Minecraft stuff. Basically, you need to find an abandoned ship, whether on land or sea, and in these abandoned ships they have a chest inside of them which will have a chance to have a buried treasure map, which you can use to find the X on the map, and when you're on top of the X on the map, you start digging down to find the chest, which will have a good chance in having the Heart of the Sea, and other loot as well. Now that you have the Heart of the Sea, you can craft it with 8 water gems to have the ocean core, head back to the Temple of the Sea, right click on the altar, and you have officially awakened the Sea Bassin Pokemon to battle and catch. Now you might be asking yourself, is this man going to explain how to get their orbs to transform them into their primordial forms, or do I gotta wait until another video to hear it? Don't worry, the blue orb is actually inside of the structure as well. If you read the devs wiki on the modpack, it does mention that their orbs are located within their respective structures, but not exactly where they are located. But your boy knows where they are. On top of the roof of the Temple of the Sea, if you mine inside of it, there is a secret room where the blue orb is in a barrel. Simply grab it and that's it. Give it to your Kyogre by holding shift and right click, and now you have Primal Kyogre. There's also a hidden barrel in one of the pillars in the back of this structure. Simply break this stair and you will see a variety of loot, including the TM water spout. Now that's everything when it comes to this Pokemon and its structure, so let's now get into the continent Pokemon, Groudon. The next Pokemon on the Pokédex is Groudon, and in order to locate and catch him, his structure can only be found in the deep warm ocean biome, and at top of his structure lies his altar to summon him on top of the lava pool. But in order to summon him, you will need 8 new unique items that can only be found in one place in the world called magma crystals, and a single block of iron in the middle, which will create a new item called the Earth's Core. Now obviously everyone knows how to get and craft an iron block by crafting 9 iron ingots together, but in order to get these 8 magma crystals, you will need to actually adventure within the depths of Groudon's volcano, where in one of the bottom corners of the volcano, there is an entrance to the volcano's core, and inside lies many ores that we've seen before, but there's actually a unique block that can be found deep in the volcano called Heatstone, and there are 8 of them inside of the volcano that you will need to mine, preferably with an iron pickaxe or something stronger. In one part of the volcano's core has not only a heatstone to collect, but a pool of lava where if you right click in the middle of the lava pool, there is actually a hidden barrel which contains a variety of loot, including a nether star and the TM Precipice Blade. Once you find and collect all 8 heatstones, you will then need to smelt it with a blast furnace, as a normal furnace isn't strong enough to smelt it, so use a blast furnace to smelt it. Once you smelt all 8 heatstones, you will now have 8 magma crystals, which you can now go to your crafting table, place the iron block in the middle, surrounded with 8 magma crystals, and you have successfully crafted the Earth's core. Now head back up to Groudon's altar, right-click it with the Earth's core in your hand, and now you have summoned the continent Pokemon of Hoenn. Now after catching Groudon, there are actually 2 things to actually collect from this structure, the Red Orb and a Mega Crystal. The Mega Crystal is actually in one part of the volcano's core as well, where you can mine it to grab a free raw Mega Stone. As for the Red Orb, you will need a fire resistance potion as it is located in the bottom of this lava pool. All the way down in the pool of lava lies a red barrel where it contains the Red Orb for Groudon. Simply grab it and that's it. You have successfully looted and caught Groudon in his structure. Now that I explained each primal Pokemon structures, it is now time to explain the sky-high Pokemon of Hoenn, Rayquazza. Now it's time to explain the legendary Pokemon everyone knows and loves, Rayquazza. And this time you can actually summon him while he is in his Mega Evolution form. In order to find his structure, you will need to find it at a deep ocean biome. Not cold, not warm, just deep ocean biome. Once you do locate his structure, you will enter it realizing that after climbing up the first ladder, you will have to face off against Archie, the leader of Team Aqua. And I'm gonna say this now, there are 3 trainers including Archie that you will have to face off in order to collect the 4 specific items to craft the Sky Core to summon Rayquazza at the top of the Sky Pillar. Now you can only battle Archie and the rest of the trainers in this structure once you defeat all 8 Hoenn gym leaders. The reason why is because A, it makes sense, and B, it is a requirement to even experience this structure, just like how you have to defeat Steven to get the items for Latios and Latias. Archie has only 1 Pokemon to battle against, and that is a level 75 Primal Kyogre, so bring either an electric or grass type Pokemon to defeat Kyogre, and once you manage to do that, Archie will then give you the Primordial Gem, and before you go up to the next level of the pillar, there is actually a secret room in this level where if you swim under here, there is a little trap door that you can fit through by swimming, and in it holds a barrel of gimme gold coins and even a chest that is booby trapped with TNT, so mine around it to avoid the explosion to collect what's ever in the chest. After you collect everything in the room, you can then head to the next level where you will find Maxie in the middle of the room, and he also has 1 Pokemon which is a level 75 Primal Groudon. To take him down, either use an Ice type or a Ground type preferably, as water won't affect Primal Groudon due to his ability, but once you do defeat him, he will drop you the Desolate Gem. There aren't any more secret rooms, but there is a secret barrel under this part of Blackstone, which contains Terra Shards and Fire Resistance Potion, and after collecting this loot, you can then head to the 3rd floor where you will encounter Lord Keeper Zinnia, who is preventing Maxie and Archie from taking over the structure. Now her Pokemon range between level 70 to level 80, and they are all Dragon types, so bring either an Ice type or a Fairy type to make the battle easier, and once you do defeat her, she will then entrust you with the Aether Gem. And before you head to the final floor, if you climb into the dragon's head, and in the bottom back of his head, there is actually a chest with loot in it as well. Now you will be able to head up to the 2nd to last floor of the pillar. Now remember that I said in the beginning that there are 4 items needed to craft the Sky Core, but so far you only collected 3 out of the 4 items, and in this chest it doesn't hold the final item. This is one of the reasons why this video isn't out as soon as possible, as all you have to do is look up behind the ladder and you will see a lever, where when you flick it, it will uncover a secret green barrel above the chest. Open it to not find only a couple of emeralds, ironic, but you will also find the final item, the Emerald Emblem. Now with the auto crafting table that lets you place 4 items, place the Aether Gem on top, the Desolate Gem on the left, the Primordial Gem on the right, and the Emerald Emblem in the bottom middle to craft the Sky Core. Push the button once you place all 4 items, and it will drop and give you the Sky Core. So now climb up to the outside top of the pillar, head towards Rayquazza's altar, right click on it with the Sky Core in your hand, and you have officially summoned the hero of Hoenn, Rayquazza. Now you can simply battle him and catch him even with him being in his Mega form, so I hope this makes things easier to understand. So let's get into the last 2 Pokemons, which are the only mythical Pokemons in Hoenn, Jirachi and Deoxys, starting with Jirachi. Now we're on to the last 2 Pokemons that are the only mythical Pokemons in Hoenn, starting with the wishing Pokemon Jirachi. And in order to find Jirachi's structure, you will need to be exploring the biome Blooming Plateau, where the structure looks like a tall looking pillar mountain, but there is only one entrance of the structure, and you will notice that there is a radio on the table and says when right clicking it, you will have to have the Melodic Tape Volume 1, and this was the biggest reason on why this video took forever to upload, because for the life of me, I just couldn't find it. I was trying to see if you're supposed to mine under where you stand, or it might have been in suspicious gravel around the outside of the structure, but nothing. Until when you use an Elytra or one of your flying Pokemon to fly up to the peak of the structure, if you look carefully, there is a barrel that is camouflaged in the moss, and inside it you will find the Melodic Tape Volume 1. You simply grab it, head back down to the inside of the structure, and place the tape in the radio to play music, and this is how it sounds. After the melody is played, Jirachi will then be awoken, and you can battle and catch the wishing mythical Pokemon. This was a simple but difficult structure to actually find the item to spawn Jirachi, but I'm glad I am able to find it for you all to not stress out on where the item is located within the structure. And with that being said, let's finally get into the final mythical Pokemon and structure of the video, Deoxys. We're now finally on the last Pokemon of the video, which is one of my all-time favorite Pokemons ever, the mythical Pokemon that came from a meteorite in space, Deoxys. Now beforehand, Deoxys structure was implemented from the mod Legends and Myth, which here are the people that worked on that mod, give credit where credit is due. But now in the just recent update of Cobbleverse, Deoxys can now only spawn in the end Highlands, in his new structure, an ancient meteorite, where when you're in the center of the meteorite, you will see nothing at first sight, but when you mine down this part of the ground, there lies a barrel that contains a meteorite crystal that is needed to spawn Deoxys. Once you grab the crystal, you can head to this part of the meteorite, and when you mine down, you will see Deoxys altar waiting just for you. Right click on the altar with the meteorite crystal in your hand, and you will have successfully spawned in Deoxys, and he will be in one of his different forms at level 80, so be ready with a lot of Ultra Balls or even a Master Ball. Now after you capture him, you will then need to mine out the meteorite blocks that's around the meteorite in order to transform Deoxys into his other forms. How do you use it? By simply having Deoxys out of his Pokeball, and right-click the meteorite on him in order to transform him into his attack, then his speed, and lastly into his defense form. And if you want to revert back to its normal form, simply use another meteorite after his defense form transformation. And with that, that concludes the Hoenn Structure video. I hope you all enjoyed this one, as I wanted to try different ways in editing and recording this video, as this region is special to me, as it was my first region to experience Pokemon in general as a kid. So I wanted to make sure that not only the quality of the video is decent, but also the information was the right one for you to all watch, enjoy, and learn what Cobbleverse brings to the table. Also, I don't know when this will be released, but the next update has already arrived, and if not, then here's the image of the sneak peek of the next future update. And I gotta say, I did not expect this, and I can't wait for this update like any other updates they release. Also, I do want to make videos on the other legendary structures and even gyms from each region, but because of how long this video took to release, I can't promise a quick release for those kind of videos. However, if you drop a like into this video and the Q&A video as well, and also depending how many views this video gets, I will do my best in creating those videos. Be on the lookout for a YouTube post later to determine what Cobbleverse video I will make next. Once again, thank you for over 6,000 views and over 200 likes from the Q&A video. It means the world to me that people really enjoy my content, so subscribe to not miss any upcoming videos, as over 99% of you aren't subscribed. So go ahead and quickly press or click the subscribe button and notification button to not miss any future content. I'll see you all again soon, and until next time, thanks for watching.